I'm Lee Spencer with the RacinBoys. I'm here with Justin Allgaier. You're the defending winner of Iowa Speedway. Is that a track where you feel like you can go and get your year jump started?
I hope so. I think Iowa is one of those racetracks that it really suits the dirt track driver. I would say that there's a lot of us, unfortunately, in the series, so that doesn't help me as much as what I'd like. But it's just one of those racetracks that you can move around a lot. You're constantly searching for that fast line, how to maneuver the bumps. I think it's just one of those places that really pays dividends to have some experience on dirt, and so for me, that's a place that I love going. Obviously Christopher and I last year, we had great battles at both races, but we've got a huge contingent of guys this year that are really, really fast, and I think it's one of those places that won't disappoint for sure.
You've been a contender. I mean, every year you've been in the Xfinity Series, but there seems to have been a breakaway between Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, and Cole Custer of late. How do you get yourself back in the conversation?
Well, we got to run better. I mean, at the end of the day, we've had good finishes, we've run well, but we haven't had the speed to beat those guys. Just raw speed, and that's just. There's a lot that goes into that. It's not an easy fix, unfortunately. I wish I could tell you that, hey, we can fix it tomorrow. But, the guys at the shop, everybody at Junior Motorsports has done a great job of, okay, what do we need to do to be better? What's that little bit of extra that we need? And I think that there's a lot to be said for, we look really hard at making sure that when the races are over that we can do everything we can to pass post-race inspection. And I think that especially with as tight as the tolerances are, if you can max out one little piece of your race car that somebody else didn't, it makes a big difference on the racetrack. So for us, it's like finding that balance of what can we what areas can we gain on, but we don't want to step over that boundary and put ourselves in a position where we get done with the race and we're all standing there wondering if we're going to make it through post-race inspection or not. So I think there's a fine balance there, but on the flip side of it, the guys have been working hard, and we just got to go to the drawing board and keep getting better.
You seem like you have a really good support group between Jason Burdett in the crew chief role and Eddie DeHaan, as your spotter. Could you ask for a better scenario on a week-to-week basis when you roll out on the racetrack?
No, and that's the thing that's hard is as race teams, as drivers, as particular cars, when something isn't going the way that you want it to, it's easy to get discouraged, it's easy to get down, it's easy to point fingers, it's easy to have big blow-ups, and we just don't have that. Our group is
mature.
Yeah, they're very mature. Eddie's obviously a fantastic spotter. He's been around for a long time. Jason obviously has been around for a long time and is a fantastic crew chief. Everybody on our team. The thing that I love about it is they just put their noses down and they get to work. And we're not. We don't point fingers. We just go to work and try to figure out what we got to do to be better. And that goes a long way, especially from a driver standpoint. That goes a long way. And I know they have the confidence in me to go win races, and I have the confidence in them that we can put a car together that can go win races. And if you have that, ultimately, if you can put all the pieces of the puzzle together, that's a deadly combination.
Are you surprised that we're seeing Reddick pick up where he left off despite changing teams, making the transition as easy as he's made it look over at RCR? He was your teammate last year. You kind of had a front row seat for it.
Yeah, I think probably more so than anything for me is kind of the surge of speed that the RCR bunch has found. Their engine package has been fantastic. I mean, we've seen it on the Cup side, even with the 3 and the 31, with Austin and Daniel. They have definitely picked their program up for 2019 for sure. So I think that you step into a car that obviously has made big strides and has done a good job, and I feel like Tyler gained a lot of confidence last year at the end of the year. It doesn't surprise me. I thought it would take a little bit longer, but to be honest with you, I think they were actually a little bit stronger when we kicked off at Daytona in those first 3 or 4 races than what they even are now, which very rarely happens. So happy for him. I mean, obviously you want to beat him. At the end of the day, he's still a competitor, but happy to see the success that he's had and to make that transition. That's been really cool to watch.
Has your team owner, Dale Jr., had the come to Jesus meeting yet with his drivers? I heard, Kyle Busch came in this morning and he talked about changing crew chiefs, moving stuff around because he wants to see performance out of his guys. Has your boss come in and had that same conversation yet?
No, and for the simple fact that I think that collectively as a whole, we feel like our entire program is pretty even. Right, I don't know that you could switch any pieces of the puzzle and make anything go any faster. I feel like week in and week out, we tend to practice right near each other. We tend to race right near each other. We tend to have not necessarily the finishes that are the same, but man, we've been really, really close. And just like last week at Pocono, we had 4 different cars and 4 different strategies, which was actually pretty cool. We had similar cars. We had 4 different strategies in the race, and to see everything played out. I thought that all 4 teams did a great job of managing the race, even though we all did it differently. Ultimately, I wish I had that last restart back, but even then, I felt like we did a good job of executing and putting ourselves in good position. So, I think that's the hardest part is there's no magic. It's just we gotta come up with something, and when we hit on it collectively as a group, we're all gonna benefit from it. So, Dale's great about. He gets it. He's a racer. He's been on the team side, so he understands that dynamic and how that has to work. So I'm pretty confident that the only time we're gonna have to have that meeting is if something's severely wrong.
One last question. Tanner Thorson, 3 months ago, he was lying in a hospital bed. Now he's winning races and leading the points for Indiana's Midget Week. Did you ever think you would see the kid have a comeback like this?
No, I'm super happy for Tanner. I mean, obviously Keith's putting great products on the racetrack with race cars, but just to watch, to see the struggle that he went through, I can't imagine going through the highs and lows of, you're driving a great car, you're doing well with it, you're running up front, you're pushing every. You're burning both wicks of the candle to try to get to the racetrack and do it, and you have a situation like he had, and then the team closes. You're without a ride. You're laying in a hospital bed at a young age. You wonder, okay, well, what does the future hold? Am I ever going to race again? And so to come back, to make the most of the opportunity that he's made, and to win races and to be leading the point, I mean, it doesn't happen, especially in a midget where it's so physically demanding. I really was worried. Obviously, your body will tell you what you can and can't do, but I was worried for him. But man, to watch him, I watched the first set of hot laps when he came back at Montpelier, and it was like he's going to be just fine. And obviously, it has been. He's been good.
We really appreciate your time, and hey, good luck tomorrow. Hopefully, a win will put it right back on track.
That'd be okay. I'd be okay with a win here in Michigan. We'll go have some fun tomorrow, and hopefully put our bright, fresh, shine culture Camaro on victory lane.
Thanks again.
Thank you.